Hi, short date and learn objective, please. Pause the video while you're doing that, then press play when you're done. Okay. Right, so just for a very, very brief revision initially, just on simplifying. So if you've got a ratio, for example, of a ratio of 4 and 12, you can simplify that, can't you? Okay. Simplify in its lowest form. So what goes into both 4 and 12, or 4 does? Divide that by, so you divide both by 4. Yeah, how many times is 4 going to 4? 1. How many times is 4 going to 12? 3. So that's simplified at its lowest form there, isn't it? Most of the time when we do ratios, actually we end up expanding them out. So say for example you've got a ratio of 3 to 7. Okay. Now say for example on this side of the ratio then we have 9. From there you can work out what goes on the other side. So again, from how am I getting from there to there? Okay. I'm timesing by 3, so I have to do the same on the other side of the ratio. Timesing by 3, 21. So that's expanding it out, right, and again we could have a ratio of 2 to 3, and then the ratio on this side could be 40. Okay, and then from there we can work out this ratio. Yeah, so how are we getting from the 2 to the 40? We're timesing it by 20. We have to do the same to the other side, timesing by 20. That will give us 60. So there's our ratio there. Okay, I like to work downwards in ratios, but I'm not too bothered if you work across as well. Okay, so it's really important to remember that when you're expanding out a ratio, whatever you do to one number, you do the same to the other, whether it's multiplying or dividing. Okay, right. So what we're going to be doing today is sharing amounts in a given ratio. Sharing amounts into a given ratio. So if I've got 40, let's use money. So let's have, if I got £40 and I'm sharing that into a ratio of 2 to 3. So Dave gets 2, for every £2 that Dave gets, Stephen gets 3. Okay, so 3 for every, so from there, if there's £40 to be shared out at a ratio of 2 to 3, how much would each person get? Now when we're working out these ratios, it's really important, okay, on these sort of questions you can work out a total, the total of the ratio. So if Dave has, for every £2 Stephen has 3, so that's a total of 5. Okay, so the total of our ratio is 5. Now the total amount of money I am sharing between them is 40. Okay, 40, so I can put it there. So from there I can work out what each person would get. Okay, so first thing I always do with any ratio is write it out, and especially with these ones today, then we find the total of the ratio. How am I getting from the 5 to the 40? Timesing by 8, so I have to do the same over here. Times by 8, 16. Times by 8, 24. So I'm expanding this ratio out. Am I correct? Okay, 16 and 24 is 40. So I'm pretty confident that that'll be correct. So if you were sharing £40 out between Dave and Steve, okay, Dave would get £16 and Stephen would get £24 because there's a total altogether. Let's do another one. Okay, let's do another one. This time let's share out, so we're going to share out 48 sweets, okay, at a ratio of 3 to 1. This is what I like, as long as I'm the 3, of course. As a ratio of 3 to 1. So again, so if person, let's put that further up. So we've got 48 sweets, and I get 3 for every 1 that you get. And sometimes it's worth just writing, it's worth writing out, so you know what each one is worth. So I get 3 for every 1 that you get. Okay, my kind of ratio. Now, so the first thing I do, I write in my ratio. I'm going to total my ratio. 3 and 1, 4. Now, the total amount of sweets that are being shared also goes into my total column, isn't it? Because it's the total amount of sweets. How am I getting from the 4 to the 48? Timesing by 12. 24, 36, 48, yes. Do the same on these. Times by 12 gives me 36. Times by 12 gives me 12. 36 and 12 is 48. So out of those 48 sweets, I would get 36. You would get 12, okay? Because there's a total of 48 sweets. That is sharing amongst a ratio, okay? If 170, so I want to share 170 at a ratio, I won't bother with any names this time, at a ratio of 7 and 3. Okay, at a ratio of 7 and 3. So the first thing I do is find my total. Okay, 7 and 3 is 10. The amount I'm sharing between the people amongst my ratio is 170. So I put that in my total column. How am I getting from there to there? Timesing by 17. Okay, so I have to do it here. Times by 17. I know 3 times 17 quite easily. 51. I should have probably thought of this beforehand, shouldn't I? Just looking at this, is that 119? Let me just check. 17 times 7, 10 times 7, 70. 7 times 7 is 49. Yeah, it was 119. Is it 9? Yeah, 119. 119. So in that case, if you were sharing £170 at a ratio of 7 and 3, one person would get £119, the other would get 51, and when you add those up, yeah, it does make 170. So that's how you share out ratios, sharing out ratios. Okay, always write it down first. Write the ratio down, write the total, and go from there. Right, okay, in our books, okay, just do these first 3 questions, please. Okay, do these first 3 questions. Pause the video while you're doing those. Okay, do them as quick as you can, please. Shouldn't be too tricky, and then we'll carry on with the lesson. Okay. Right, okay, so let's have a little look. So here we have, let's just write down the ratio, 4 to 6, and that will equal 10. We want to get 30 there, so we're timesing by 3. So we times both of them by 3, so that'll be 12 and 18. 12 and 18, 30 equals 30. So that's the new ratio, okay? That's the ratio you get, your ratio shared between 12 and 18, okay? So have a look at the next one. Okay, again, we've got the 7 and the 4. We're going to add that up to get 11. We know that the total that we are sharing out is £88. To get from there to there, we're timesing by 8. So again, we're timesing both by 8. 7 8 is 56. 8 4 is 32. So this is, let me just check, 56 and 32 is 88. So here's my answer. That's the ratio. Okay. Last one. The ratio is 5 to 1. Okay. I'm going to total that, which is 6. Okay. Then my total I'm putting into my ratio is 150. How am I getting from there to there? Again, if you can't do that in your head, just do a quick written method. 150 divided by 6. Note, carry the 1. 2, remainder 3. How many 6s in 35? So it'll be 25. Okay. So that means I have to multiply by 25. 5 times 25, 125. 1 times 25, 25. So then we put that into our ratio. Okay. Right. Hopefully no great problems with that. Now we're let's see if we can apply this then to word problems. Okay, applying these to word problems. So could you please have a go at that yourself? Have a go at that yourself. Okay, a school collected £120 for charity. They decided to share the money between the RSPCA and the Dogs Trust in the ratio of 3 to 5. How much should each charity receive? Pause the video while you do that, please, and then we look at it when you're done. Right, let's have a little look. So I think on this one I would probably label them so I know the ratio. First thing I'm going to do is write down the ratio. Share the money between the RSPCA and the Dogs Trust. So I'm going to put RSPCA and then dog there. Okay, and the ratio is 3 to 5. Okay, now and then I'm going to do my total. Okay, so first thing there. Okay, so I'm just writing that information down. Okay, from there then it's easy. Okay, the total of money collected was £120, wasn't it? Okay, how am I getting from there to there? 8 times 1 is 8 times 15. You might have to do a little division there. If you can't do that in your head, that's fine. So I'm going to times that by 15. 15, 30, 45. Times that by 5. 5 times 15. Times by 15, 75. And it does work out. So actually, and this is when we're doing these, we need to just put RSPCA equals £45. Dogs Trust equals £75. So we've worked it out there, but we make sure that we put down the answer properly. Okay, at the so it's clear, because we don't just leave it in that ratio. We make the answer clear. The answer there is the RSPCA gets £45 and the Dogs Trust £75. Okay. Have a go at this one, please. Making sure, again, on this question, you're specific about what the answer is, please. Not just leaving it in the ratio. Okay. Pocket money is split between Pete and Joe at a ratio of 5 and 4. Their mum gives them £45 between them. Okay. How much does Joe get? Pause the video while you do that. Press play when you are done. Right, let's have a little look. So again, I'm going to label it. So it started off with Pete and Joe, and the ratio, and I need to make sure, because Pete and Joe, so Pete gets the 5 and Joe the 4. 5 to 4, and then I'm going to find the total. The total of that ratio, which is 9. The mum gives them £45 between them. Okay, so how am I getting from the 9 to the 45? 9 times 5 is 45, so I just have to times by 5, times by 5. So Pete would get £25 and Joe 20. Okay, so the answer, how much money does Joe get? The answer is Joe gets £20. Okay, it's not enough just to leave it in the ratio and hope that, you know, and then expect the person who's marking it to spot that, because you have to make your answer clear. Okay, Joe gets £20. Right. Okay. If you're not too sure of these, please go back and look at the watch the video again. I think we're probably going to be all right with these. I think because we've done similar stuff before with it, and yeah. So I think we'll be all right. So quite a short video today. Could we please, pages 186 to 187, could we do questions 4 to 10, please? Okay, questions 4 to 10, and there is an extension sheet, and that is is attached on the portal. Okay, it's attached on the portal. On the extension, don't do them all. Just do them up until, if you've got time, just do them up until you run out of time, basically, with the 1 hour. Okay. Right, please, a reminder, okay, can you send this in to me as soon as you're done? It makes it so much easier. I can just have a look through it, okay, and get back to you on any problems that you're having. If I just receive it all in one big lump, when it's like 2 weeks worth of work, it's very hard for me then to go back and check everything, and it's very hard for you to learn from the mistakes. So please, you know, even if it means you stop 5 minutes before the end of the lesson, stop, take a photograph, send it. Okay, so I'd rather you not do all of it and send it in than receive it, loads of it all in one go and late. Okay, so thank you for that. All right, good luck with that, and see you next time. Okay, bye.